Okay. This is hopefully going to be pretty quick, and not like my normal. I say pretty quick, and it turns into an hour, hour and a half, or whatever. It's hopefully actually quick. There's a few things here on the farms. We got this comment. Letting Kennel name drop him like that with no reaction whatsoever is Gary's way of giving Doomcock the finger. He couldn't even muster up a half-hearted, "Oh, give Doomcock a break," or "Hey, that's not nice, lol. My super secret sources are telling me there's a rumor going around that Gary and DVD's Inquisition show may soon be cancelled. This rumor is far more likely to be true than anything Doomcock has said in the last 5 years. I'm usually pretty easy on Gary, but now I see he's rather manipulative, which isn't that surprising considering he's a drug addict and manipulation is an addict's stock and trade. Fair point there. I mean, I kind of said something similar. I didn't say it as a definite. I just said it as a possibility, given what we know about his history. So, I will mention this if it loads. Yeah, there's a shit ton of comments on it. Back up here to the top. This is still up, apparently. For the time being, at least, this is still up. The whole anyway. I'm guessing he just didn't get around to getting rid of it. And then we have this that I didn't bother checking out before. This is Jeremy's account, his new account, whatever, the one that's actually active. Not interested in Twitter drama. If someone said something that you don't like, message them and deal with it like a fucking man. Stop asking for protection. It's embarrassing. I have no idea what that's in reply to. Then you have this. Doomcock said that. We read that part. And then this is apparently, that's strange. You never reached out to me at all. Not once. You only decided to try to publicly force your friend, in quotations, Gary, to disown me or silence me for something I said. Very bizarre behavior. And to be clear, I was talking about people taking your rumors as fact. No. To be clear, I wasn't insulting you. I was insulting your fans. Gotcha. And then, of course, we already read Doomcock's reply, which was pretty nice, putting Ryan in his place. I'm not taking sides in this thing, but supposedly this thing is now over. But I'm not taking sides in it. But if I were going to take sides, frankly, I would be more likely to be on Doomcock's side than anybody else's. Which, considering that I'm probably closer to Ryan or even Jeremy a little, well, no, I don't know. Some of the things that both of Jeremy and Ryan have expressed is certainly right-leaning, and Doomcock is very much a, center sort of person, I think. Might lean right on a few issues, but mostly probably leans left. And yet I'd still be more likely to be on his side in anything if I had to take sides, because, at least Doomcock is kind of a nice guy, whereas Ryan and Jeremy are both assholes. Now somebody criticizing here for, look bad for your brand or whatever, blah, 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 blah. This brand allowing individuals to speak their minds. The world needs more of it. Does it? I'm not so sure anymore. I'll never bend to mob mentality. Yeah, you will. Just, you pick the mob. I mean... if you want an SJW echo chamber, except you're building one, dude. You're building an SJW, well, I don't know about echo chamber, but you're certainly building an SJW safe haven at Geeks and Gamers. You've got tons of SJWs working for you, and adding more and more as time goes on. As a matter of fact, I'm beginning, I used to think, I really am going to try to keep this short, guys. I really, really am. But I do want to mention this. I used to think that when the supposedly anti-SJW Fandom Menace people were against something, were supposedly against the SJW nonsense, and then they threw up things like rainbow flags and shit like that. I used to think that that was just like a troll, that they're being ironic or whatever. I'm beginning to think more and more that they're serious. they're like I've said before, they're not against what the SJWs stand for, really. I mean, maybe supposedly against the cancel culture stuff, but like the whole diversity is our strength and all that other bullshit that the far lefties try to sell people on. They're not actually against any of that crap. Like, they actually buy all of that propaganda hook, line, and sinker. The thing is, they just disagree with the way that the SJWs are trying to sell it to everybody. So they just wanted a different sales pitch for far leftist bullshit instead of being against far leftist bullshit. It's disappointing, to say the least. A little bit disturbing, actually. It makes me doubt that, and there we go. There's another fucking one. Anyway, I don't know. It makes me doubt that there's enough people who understand reality to ever fix this shit. Yeah. I mean, well, like I said, I expect the breakup of the United States to begin within 5 years, maybe less. I don't know. The people who are solidly on the right, some of them seem to be going a little too far themselves in the wrong direction. Not too far right, really, because that would be just more liberty, but too far into sort of a, I don't know what you want to call it, conservative or whatever direction, and going, instead of just going, let's cut out the fucking gay propaganda bullshit. They're going, some people that are supposedly on the right are now going in the kind of let's be totally anti-gay, everything gay is evil direction. It's like, that's not really good either, guys. I don't know. Like I said, as much as I don't want to in any way appear to be trying to be a fence sitter or trying to strike some kind of balance, because it's like things like Marxism are evil. You don't want to try to, have some sort of balance. Like, oh, we need to have just enough. No Marxism at all. Period. Some things need to be absolute. But anyway, I don't know. It's not going to end well, I don't think. Anyway, today's false flagging Twitter accounts, blah, blah, blah. It's embarrassing as fuck. Everything you do is embarrassing as fuck. Haters laughing at us today. Rightfully so. Don't blame them at all. I would too. Well, it's for the stream with Doomcock and Ragnell, hash out their differences. Completely neutral, allow them to work this out like men. That's the only way to move forward. Nothing in fighting ourselves. Be clear, the stream won't be monetized. Don't give a fuck about money. Yes, you do. Tired of the drama. Even if you give up money on that, it's like you still care about money. You care about your brand. Completely stand by my opinion on the validity of Doomcock's rumors and sources. For the fans who felt I was attacking you for, and this is 9 hours ago or whatever, for supporting someone, I apologize. I talk a lot of shit, and this time my words didn't come across clearly. I own that 100%. So it's not really an apology, but it's sort of an apology. I don't know. There's his cute little dog. Jeremy's cute little dog. If only he was as inoffensive as his dog. Alright, and then here we have Milquetoast Fandom Reject Brit, known as Mr. H, is on a live show currently discussing Kimmel versus DVD. Going for a recap of that live stream. Good, because thank you, sir, because I seriously don't want to fucking watch that thing. Ryan Cannell versus Doomcock, exploring an interesting schoolboy drama live. He starts the stating the obvious. Kimmel and DVD share the same audience. Is retarded to call them retarded. At 5 minutes, he has stated everything, but has to milk some drama views. Then he goes into Doomcock saying that some of his rumors, for instance his Batman ones, were debunked. He goes to great lengths to not to call their common fans retards. Well, that's nice of him, I suppose. He says Doomcock is more interested in theatrics than the integrity of his rumors, and does this for clicks. How many of the people on YouTube don't do shit for clicks? I mean, that's the name of the game, guys. Then he says his info comes from Reddit, not inside info. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, like I've said before, whenever anybody claims that something comes from Reddit, I'm like, oh, wow, that sounds like a reliable source, then, doesn't it? You know. Up to this point, we can assume Mr. H is too smart to belong in the Fandom Rejects. Then he says that the problem is that some people in Doomcock's audience, and by the way, Mr. H does claim to not be part of the Fandom Menace, but he said that before. He's also unbelievably shit at playing the game Alien Isolation, by the way. I've watched it. I mean, I've never played it myself, but I've watched lots of people play it. I mean, I prefer like strategy games, so it's not the kind of thing that I go for, but I love the setting, I love the story, and so I like watching other people play it. But after watching a lot of people play it, and knowing that he's played it before, and then you watch his latest playthrough of it, it's like, God, dude, you're missing such obvious shit. It's like, are you doing this on purpose? Are you fucking up just to make it last longer? Of course, the same thing happens when I've seen Razorfist play it again. It's like people in the chat are trying to tell him what to do, and he keeps telling them, guys, I've beat the game before. It's like, I know what I'm doing. And it's like, well, but that does not seem to be borne out by what we're watching on stream. Like, the way you keep fucking up doesn't make it look like you know what you're doing. Anyway, then he says the problem is people in Doomcock's audience believe all his rumors as facts. Do they, though? I mean, I'm part of Doomcock's audience. I don't believe hardly any of the shit that he says. When he has these, constant, videos about how, oh, she's fired for sure this time, guys, I'm like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, But, but that doesn't mean that I don't still watch his videos from time to time. Although, as always, ad block. Ad block. So, like, I don't know if that, I don't know. Don't know how much that, damages people. I don't care. It's like, I mean, my channel obviously is too small to be monetized, and I don't know that if it ever gets big enough to be monetized that I even would bother. And the purpose of that, I guess, would be to be able to get super chats or something, because I wouldn't want fucking ads running on my videos. Although YouTube has their terms of service so that they can run ads on your video, whether you want to or not, and they just collect the money and you don't get shit. Which, again, the way around that is ad blocker. So, like Styx, I would advise everybody use an ad blocker, for fuck's sake. It doesn't make any sense not to. Clicks. Where was I? Believe all his rumors as facts and then get on the nerves of other fandom rejects. Plus some envy that DVD is getting more views. Well, I mean, look, as some people have said, it's like he has a shtick or whatever, but that kind of stuff sells to a certain extent. The old theatrical business or whatever. It's like people like that. I mean, not everybody, but some people do. He never says that, but mentions that he is getting more views. He then goes to the Uche stream and throws Geeks and Gamers under the bus for disrespecting the fans. Well, I mean, fuck Uche and fuck Geeks and Gamers. Various FM retards heckle him from the chat. He calls one out and uses him as a shield to avoid calling the entire Fandom Menace audience retards. Which is generous of him, to be honest. Yeah, I guess. He puts some digs in for people who do live streams but do not read the chat. He is a raving mad Brit, meaning he is very polite and dissing everybody with an extra dose of sarcasm. The reason Az and the Critical Drinker are so over the top is because the Brits can be too sober. That's a funny word to use when talking about the drinker, isn't it? He returns to Uche's stream and throws shade at everybody from Friday Night Tights for saying nothing and all as did was act. Well, they deserve it, don't they? I mean, they don't stand up for their own fucking fans, let alone anybody else's. They're fuckwads, most of them. I mean, not all of them, but most of them seem to be. Then he goes into the fandom rejects acting like school children on Twitter. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that, not just from them. On the 20-minute mark, EVS joins the chat. People are running behind pizza parlors to suck his dick. What is up with that? This is apparently like some kind of lore or whatever on the farms about EVS being secretly gay and gets blowjobs behind pizza parlors or something. I don't know if that has anything to do with the pizza parlor that got attacked because he was there or something for some event or other. I don't know how all this shit is connected, but apparently this is just I don't know. I don't know where any of that crap comes from, whether it's got any basis in fact. I would guess not, honestly. I mean, yeah, EVS does this weird thing where he kind of over the top dressed up, kind of looks like a big old queen or something sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it's all just for show. Ethan comments at minute 24 and joins the stream at minute 27. Oh, well, that's handy. So I guess he's on there. Oh, by the way, coming up here someplace, EVS did a stream about this, and supposedly he streamed Snipe Nerdrotic stream at some point during it. Let me know if anybody has a fucking copy of that, because it got, he privated the damn thing before I even noticed that it was happening. So I missed all that, so I don't know what EVS said. It was entitled "The Fandom Menace is at War," I believe. Some rando called Nick from Echo Base Network, who I get are a Doomcock Orbiter channel. Pardon me. Joins around that time, but EVS steals his thunder before he can finish one sentence. Well, that sounds about right. EVS goes and says that after the Zack Snyder stream, Fandom Menace has been desiccated? Is that what that says? Okay, what is that word? Is that... Okay, I guess it's supposed to be desiccated because it's misspelled. Okay. He says that him, Mr. H, that rando called Nick, and Jeremy are the smart ones who have to advocate for the fans. You calling Jeremy a smart one? I mean, come on, man. It's interesting he forgets to mention Gary. Well, he is calling out the super chat phishing from other YouTubers while covering his own super chatters. He is all in for YouTuber on YouTuber action. Hot YouTuber on YouTuber. But calling the fans that they are retards bad form. Yes, it is. EVS throws DC under the bus. Uh-oh. Calling him a clown with Mike Zero accuracy. I'm not sure that that's accurate. I think maybe Doomcock is a little bit more accurate than Mike Zero. Although, I've said before, it's like I don't believe anything Mike Zero says, but a lot of times it's entertaining to listen to him spin his tail, so who cares? He points that Doomcock is like a supermarket tabloid and then concedes that Brits are a far superior civilization. Maybe once. Not anymore, and I'd say that it's an open question as to whether or not they'll get better or worse. Since their newspaper has titties in page 3. Okay. Nick manages to speak and has a fence-sitting take that DC cannot prove his sources, but Mr. H shuts him down. Mr. H says that Gary should have interfered as Uche should have. Well, yeah, although, who knows? Uche's enough of an SJW he might agree that, yeah, these people that I work with are a bunch of hate mongers. Then they go into the members-only stream Doomcock did while somebody in the chat mentions that Doomcock hid behind a paywall crying like a bitch. Well, did he? I mean, that's the thing. It's like I don't have any contacts with anybody who is a member of his channel or whatever that could actually see that, so I have no idea what happened. I assume it was probably he ranted once or twice, and mostly just made it tried to make it a just a fun time for them to have on their own. A hug stream, I mean, not a cry stream. I don't imagine. I imagine a hug stream. But anyway, the cry stream is coming up. I am still going to do that video in time, but that's gonna be an EFAP, so it's gonna take a long time. They all agree that Kimmel versus Doomcock is funny, as EVS mentions. We are proud of you, at Frog. Nick mentions that Fandom Menace eating each other alive like the SJWs. Andy Signor, is that, I don't know, from popcornplanet.com, enters the stream around minute 50 and goes all out on Doomcock and says that his sources suck. Then he calls out Nick and Jeremy for enabling Doomcock from making shit up. Well, I've said before, it doesn't matter. It's like, so what if he's completely making it up? You know, why do you fuckers care? Why do you all give such a, Jesus. Oh, man. They have nothing else to do in life, I guess, except to complain about other YouTubers. I mean, yes, that's what I'm doing, but I'm only doing it in my spare time. Mr. H throws shade at everybody, quoting Doomcock as a source, and EVS throws bounding into comics in a ditch. Really? That's interesting. EVS is correct, saying that people want to see the Fandom Rejects as... Is that supposed to be friends? I guess they are different from CG. The Star Wars thought Anna joins the chat around the hour mark. Simps her second favorite buff Brit from the chat. World class bed shitter is also in the chat. Mr. 8 manages to throw shade on the quarter pounder as well. Well, so what? The quartering is, like I said, he's such a weak ass bitch. He is mostly boring, but at this stream he is throwing truths. Says that he is bored of doing clickbait and returned to watching movies and making reviews. Popcorn Planet Andy says that the algorithm favor drama. Well, maybe that's... anyway, and this is ruining the community, as Jeff agrees that this is because of them having zero content to talk about for a year. Maybe. I mean, there's not zero, but some things have happened in entertainment. After the hour, the arguments are recycled again and again. Since the collective intellect is too high for a Fandom Reject stream, Jeff from World Class Bullshitters enters the stream around minute 70. He is eating nachos. Sounds good right about now. I just ate. Well, not just. Several hours ago I ate. Consequence of being up all night and keep on winding up being asleep during the day. When all the restaurants are open, you have to eat out of a can at night. It sucks. He is eating nachos, but fast to say that Doomcock rumors have taken over everybody's content. You mean them talking about them? I mean, his rumors don't take over your content unless you let it, dude. Jesse Milestone also goes in while not on camera, naturally. Now the average IQ is close to double your average Fandom Reject stream, so the disconnect is not that strong. Jesse goes into an argument with EVS. Oh, that should have been fun. Saying that Doomcock is manipulating his audience, and Mr. H agrees with her, but says it in a more diplomatic way. EVS jokes that maybe Doomcock is a KK spy with a mission to make Fandom Menace look stupid. Not that one needed. I was about to say something similar to that. Popcorn Planet makes a great point that nobody debunks Doomcock because they want to keep their fans. Well, yeah. It's a problem, isn't it? And someone else says that it's because Doomcock's bullshit gives people content. Well, I mean, it can. Jeff tells... of course, it's them bitching about his bullshit that's giving me content, I guess. Not that I can't find it elsewhere, but admittedly, this is more popular content apparently. Jeff tells that he tried to do a debunk video and was told not to make that video. He does not say by whom. Well, that's interesting. Who is in charge over there, huh? Who's in charge of the Fandom Menace? Is Mecca right? Is it Gary? Is he the mastermind? Telling Jeff what he can and cannot do, which, again, it's like the only person that I can actually see Jeff listening to, like, somebody telling him you don't do that and he being willing to listen to them if he wasn't just a complete pathetic piece of shit, would be Jessie. And that's only because, she's his girlfriend, and, we all know what that means. We all know what we all know. So that's like, I can see him listening to her, but him listening to other people, I mean, I'm not saying that I can't see him doing that. Apparently he is doing that, unless it is her that he's talking about. But it's like, why? It's like, why would you listen to somebody else? It's like, if Gary or somebody else told you don't do that, why would you listen to them? Why do you care? I don't get it. I don't fucking get why people listen to other people. It's like, if you want to do it, just fucking do it. It's like, they don't have, like Mecca trying to act like, oh, Tom had some control over. It's like, no, he didn't. He didn't have any goddamn control over you, silly bitch. He only had as much control over you as you let him have. And that's the whole thing with all these people. It's that they act like they're under somebody else's thumb, and it's like, you're not. I mean, did Susan Wojcicki call you up and say, your channel's getting nuked if you don't do or not do what I say? It's like, okay, maybe that's somebody actually having something over you, but as far as other YouTube channels, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Why would you listen to them? Mr. H goes on the Batman rumors and why they're stupid. I don't even know what the Batman rumors are. The only rumor I know of is that it sucks. Is that supposedly it's sucking? Supposedly the people are upset behind the scenes and thinking that it's gonna suck or ass or whatever. And based on what I have seen of what he looks like in the suit and what the Batmobile looks like and whatnot, I would say, yeah, I'd have serious concerns that movie is gonna suck ass too. I don't care. I mean, I don't know. To me, it feels like it's a little soon after the last time we had a Batman movie. Live action at least. I mean, you pump out some animated, that's fine, but the live action ones feel like maybe they need to take a little bit more of a break between them or something. It's just or else try to keep some kind of largely continuous, is that a word? Story together. It's like you want, I don't know. I mean, the idea that, no, we're just going to do one imagining of Batman, and then a different imagining of Batman, and then a different imagining of Batman. I mean, it constant reboots or whatever, it just seems really stupid. Around minute 86, he calls for those believing the rumors that WB are mad at Robert Pattinson for fucking Zoe Kravitz on the Batmobile and shutting the production are incels, sort of breaking his initial thesis. Yeah, and what would them being incels or not have anything to do with believing that rumor? That doesn't make any sense. And I have no idea whether he did or didn't, and honestly, I couldn't care less whether he fucked her on the Batmobile or in a bed or not at all. I don't care. My only concern, and it's not really a concern, like I said, I don't really give a shit, but the only thing I think about that Batman movie is that I think he was probably not a very good choice for playing Batman, and everything I've seen of what the costume and the Batmobile and everything kind of looks like, it looks like shit. It makes me think this is going to be like the worst live-action Batman film ever. I mean, good God, it's like I prefer the campy Adam West Batman to what we're probably going to wind up getting from Robert Pattinson. Someone in the chat says Mr. H should voice Cyberfrog. I'll second that. No, not even slightly. Are you fucking kidding me? Cyberfrog is supposed to be a Jersey boy or whatever. Mr. H is completely wrong for that role. Somebody asks Ethan where the Fandom Rejects should go, and EVS says, I got Comicsgate. Okay. Is that the same thing as saying don't come to Comicsgate? I don't know. Oh, damn. Jeff says that the Fandom Menace used to organize, then people got greedy and started messing with other streams. Seems like he's referring to Gary. Wouldn't surprise me. There's been... Who was it? I can't even remember now. There's been accusations of that, about how Gary will find time slots that other people are streaming and getting getting good results, and then he'll just slide right into that time slot and take over, because it's a bigger channel, so he's got more draw if he streams at the same time as somebody else. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of a dick move if you really are doing that. I mean, obviously, you don't know that he really is checking it out like that, but he could be. He absolutely could be. Jesse Milestone calls Ryan Kimmel a retard, because he is still a Zack Snyder fan while a member of Grifters and Gamers and a spineless cunt. Well, to a certain extent, I'd have to agree. At minute 105, after grilled for naming names, she seems to say that she has a problem with Gary staying silent, and pretty much accuses him of having mouthpieces badmouth other people behind closed doors. It really is kind of sounding like Gary might be that evil genius, doesn't it? No, well, not genius, and not necessarily evil, but grifting manipulator. Perhaps that's fair. The vicious circle of people believing Doomcock. Again, I that's on them. And people quoting Doomcock for news prompts. Another argument between Mr. H and Popcorn Andy. Isn't Andy the guy that had some kind of weird... Did he step on his wife or some shit? I don't remember what he did. He did something, didn't he? EVS compares Doomcock to cult leaders to break it, then goes into the JFK assassination. Okay. He obviously understands that this live stream is getting stale. Well, that's did he talk about Ted Cruz's father being in on it? Mr. H tries to follow what Jeff said about getting pushback for videos. He says he was there before Fandom Menace started, yet nobody talks about him, and that there is an official Fandom Menace stance. Jesse, who opened the can of worms on the Merry Mayhem #MeToo stream, oh, that's the Cry stream, I guess, goes on the offensive. Is that supposed to be British spelling of offensive or some shit? What the fuck? Or is this guy just typing too hurriedly? Says that Doomcock turned her theory videos as his sources. I don't know. EVS is derailing with his analogies to cult leaders. Well, I wouldn't say that that Doomcock is a cult leader, but it's kind of like that, the way that he does his whole thing. But that's, like I said, that's his shtick. That's just what he does. It's not that he's trying to lead a cult or anything. He's not crazy enough for that. He's too nice for that, for one thing. Cult leaders have to be, more brutal, or at least willing to be when the time is right. And he's just not, and we'll get to that in a minute. He is making the stream entertaining until he almost mentions Scientology. But the man who said that he wants to kill Asian people with a Tommy gun has enough sense to stop himself. Also the wrong spelling of sense, and I don't know. Scientology is a weird thing. You've got people like Joy Villa who are apparently Scientologists, but she also basically claims to be a Christian. So, I don't know. I think Scientology has definitely become a little bit more obvious to everybody to just be a sort of a grift type thing. We all knew that it always was, but I think they kind of stopped making everybody pretend that it wasn't. Or at least it seems like that. It seems like, no, we can accept more members if we let the members just believe whatever the fuck they want, and they don't have to pretend to be in with our fake religion. They can just fly the Scientology flag, as it were, while believing whatever the fuck. Jesse sets down, but I don't pay attention to them, so I don't know for sure. Jesse sets down. Well, I watch Joy Villa sometimes. Jesse sets down the whole Doomcock manipulation of his fans around the 2-hour mark and explains why Doomcock is jealous of her and how funny she is. Yeah, I know. Holy shit. She really thinks that she's funny, doesn't she? I I thought it was just like, pointless bluster on her part, trying to, be like, Tom, you don't need to be joking or whatever. Women are funny too. I thought it was just like a general thing, but I guess she actually believes that she's hilarious or some shit. Maybe Jeff is making that worse by laughing at all of her dumbass jokes that don't really work behind the scenes. Ethan starts feeling the fuck fatherly and goes on a torrent of dad jokes. Okay, that should have been fun. Mr. H goes on about he is not Phantom Menace. Yes, he said that many times. Then asks his guests where they see the Phantom Menace going. Jeff believes that the Phantom Menace is in a place that needs rebuilding. Or just go ahead and finish tearing it down, dude, and accept that it, didn't accomplish jack shit. Echo-based network are like, we plan to do more positive stuff, and he is positively boring as fuck, and I don't care. Well, see, that's the problem. That's the problem with doing positive stuff. I mean, as much as I agree that if you actually want, some sort of progress in popular culture or whatever, you need to be like EVS and try to create shit. Although you really need to, you need to have faster fucking turnover, man, than he does. We could die, or more likely, he could die before he gets done just with the Cyberfrog shit, let alone does anything else. But like I said, as far as YouTube or anything else like that, being positive doesn't get you views. It just doesn't. It's sad, but it's true. EVS calls Doomcock lies as the what? Calls Doomcock lies as the pillar. Oh, calls Doomcock's lies the pillar that keeps the Phantom Menace clown tent standing. Okay. Frog is a poet. Yeah, but you didn't quote him very well or something there. Mr. H shut the stream at that point. They even go into the mecha situation while reading super chats, but since it is Nick telling that it is a bore, well, yeah. Overall, it was fun stream to watch. Okay, good. And EVS looks to be commenting at Fandom Menace situation on his channel shortly. Edit now. Stream sniping Gary stream. So EVS privated that one. Can't watch it. If anybody has a copy, please let me know. Anyone current scorecard of feuding the Phantom Menace? I think it would be those paying attention on a regular basis. To the best of my knowledge, Doomcock versus Ryan Cannell, Midnight's Head versus Macarandum 42, Macarandum versus Nerdrotic, Mr. H versus a lot of the Fandom Menace shills, and My Liver versus Jack Daniels. The only feud we care about. Okay, Liver is putting up a brave fight, but Jack Daniels is getting an assist from Coke and trying to gain ground. Okay, and now, and just look at that. I mean, is that a troll, or are they serious? I can't tell anymore. I used to think that all the use of rainbow flags and shit for all the Phantom Menace types or whatever was just a troll. I thought they were being ironic, but now I'm starting to really think that a bunch of them really embrace far leftist ideology. That, like I said, they just disagree with the way that the SJWs sell it to people. I think I've got this on 1.5. Oh my god. And we already saw that on Fandom Menace. Or not the Fandom Menace, the Friday Night Type. Whatever the fuck that thing was that we already done this. He's already done this. Oh god. This fucking bullshit ass thing. Yes, hilarious. The good Batman. The good Star Trek. The good Indiana Jones. The good Lord of the Rings. They haven't remade that, have they? I don't think.
That's about how this day went. What's up, everybody? Hey! Calm down, animals. How's it going, everybody? Thought we'd start out by talking a little drama. A little drama that's gone over the weekend. That's at this point, I hope it's worked itself out. We'll get into some details. We're not going to get into every detail as people come in. But welcome, everybody, to the Nerd Rock dinner at 4 p.m., 4:20, 4:30, something like that. Somebody sent me a very What happened? Oh, that's weird.
Pacific, I
It
think.
changes after the coffee gets hot. It was an image and it's gone now. What a trip. All right. It's just a flashback. Those tend to happen. Okay. Who do we have here? We've got Paul D. I'm not my normal system right now, but there we go. Tim F. You stay up there. I gotta find a better way to keep you up there. We got Sar D. We got Reviving Real News.
Blah, 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 blah. Hurry the fuck up, Gary.
Eric K is here in his wrench. Welcome to all the new members, by the way. We got Terry Wilkin and Bastard and Rhetorical Thrill. April Pie, spelled with P-Y-E. There you go. And I can't see that one. Kenneth Cook. Gabba Gabba Nay. J.D. Cox. Welcome.
Oh, my God.
I'll try to keep my language in check, at least keeping the Lord's name in vain. Although I'm not practicing, I guess I'm a practicing agnostic. I will respect other religions. I will, absolutely. All right, so what we are here to discuss a little bit in the beginning is all the stuff that has gone down. If you're not aware, because you don't live on Twitter, and neither do I, there was a kerfuffle from Friday Night Tights, some stuff we need to clear up. What I tend to do is the very boring thing of waiting to talk to somebody in real life before I go on Twitter. So let me preface this. I don't live on Twitter. I'll skip entire days not going on Twitter. I don't like Twitter that much. While I appreciate the almost 30,000 people I have on there, and we try to, it's there to communicate for the channel, pop off once in a while, but I don't engage in arguments going out, even with the OneRing.net. Remember the OneRing.net thing? Which I'm still working on a video for, by the way. That should be out tomorrow. It should have been out 2 days ago. Like, I'll engage a couple of times, but that's it. Just to make a point. I'm not going to sit there and argue with somebody all day. I'm a dad. I've got things to do. It's just some people like it. No judgment. It's just not worth my time. It ends up being a giant time suck for this platform, which is the one I usually have something to say on. Not all the time, but some of the times. And that's why I will not respond there, and I won't respond there, especially at the...
Well, you know, there's a difference between hanging out on Twitter and paying attention.
Respond to everything. If I did, I'd be on it all fucking day.
And paying attention to your DMs, like checking in to see, oh, do I have any DMs? Oh, look, Doomcock DM'd me. Maybe I should respond. And what the hell is he talking about? It's like, you know, random people. It's like, you know, I don't think anybody gave a shit about you responding to random people, dude. I will keep it at 2.
Now, sometimes I miss the good stuff, which sucks, and I do appreciate that. But I fucking hate drama. Drama's a giant time suck on the channel, on life. I try to avoid it, and mostly have over the... God, when did I start this? Back in 2015, 16, I started getting a little serious about it. Didn't take off for a long time. I'm very grateful it did. And have mostly avoided stuff based on lessons I've learned before, but sometimes you can't avoid everything. And one of the rules I have for Friday Night Tights has become quite the show. And last week's was not without controversy. But overall, aside from the controversy, it was a pretty good show. We had 3 members from EFAP on, Ringy, Rags, and Mahler, and I appreciate them coming on.
Debatable as to the quality of it.
And they always put on a very good show. Yeah, there was a lot of people. I figured, why not try it? Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, and it mostly worked, you know? It mostly worked, especially for almost a little over 5 hours. But one of the things I tell all the guys, I think what works, and nothing is perfect, right, is treat this like it was your channel, right? You're free to speak and say what you want. And if something crosses the line, which it does at times, I'll either say something after the show.
It's like that joke about, you know, telling people to, you know, to treat, you know, like, make yourself at home, you know, and then the dude starts taking off his pants or whatever. It's like, no, I meant sit down and relax. I was like, oh, you know, that some people, you know, they treat your stuff like their stuff, and that's not good.
Or we'll just deal with it as it comes. 99.9% of the time, it's not a problem. Az will be Az, Ryan will be Ryan, Jeremy will be Jeremy. Comics Division and Odin.
We demand Caliphie. A battle between RK and DVD. Oh, that'd be funny to watch, wouldn't it? Doomcock said he sent 4 messages to Gary, no response. Exactly. Gary the Shill.
Will say their piece.
Overcrowded, too many passengers. Yeah, it is.
We have each other's back. So, Ryan, my baby boy, said something on Friday Night Tights that got a lot of people pissed off. And while I understand that, it's time to clarify a few things about that. All right, so Ryan Kinnell, I said his last name right, and Doomcock are both my friends. Ryan Kinnell has been to my house. I've hung out with Ryan Kinnell. I've gone to a comedy show with Ryan Kinnell. I met Ryan Kinnell at one of our meetups. And
I was not aware that Ryan and Gary were so close.
And that's where Jeremy and I talked to him and said, you should do this YouTube thing. You're pretty good at it. He's pretty new at it, too. And
Disavow, okay.
Somebody I have been doing a live stream with the Inquisition since we started the Game of Thrones thing. And before that, before my channel took off, I was live streaming with him. My channel basically took off from the Doctor Who stuff and Game of Thrones stuff and other stuff, too. Doomcock, I think he got his start. I saw him get a shout-out from Midnight's Edge. I think it was Rob. And checked out his channel and went, I kind of like this. This is good. It's pretty funny. And he was ripping the shit out of Star Trek Discovery, which was music to my ears. Music to my ears. When nobody else was. When everybody else was telling it. Stunning and brave. I reviewed the first few episodes. I tried to give it a chance, but man, it was bad. So, our channels have gone off in this direction, and we have started this Friday Night Tights. And sometimes we cross the line. It wasn't the first time. Last week I talked about this in a member stream, like with the Paul Walker stuff. It's like, that's as being as. I'm gonna let as be as. Would and you just try to go with it, and that's what I would say. As is a bit of a comedian. That's what comedians do. They cross lines. Just because something is said on my channel doesn't mean I love it every time. But I'm not going to derail a stream, and if I think it's again that big of a deal, we deal with it after the show. So my philosophy has always been, based on all of my live streams since I started, is to never derail the stream. And don't let things like trolls or spammers in the chat derail the stream. And I think I've done a decent job with that most of the time, not all the time. So when Ryan came out and said that...
all of Jesse comedy, is it what somebody said in the chat there? God.
And his rumors. And then followed up with saying what he said about some of the fans. It wasn't all the fans, but that really doesn't matter, does it? It's the fans are off limits, period. They come first. They're why we're here. And if I had, listen, I should have caught it right then and there. I didn't. As far as the Doomcock stuff, while Ryan has a right to his opinion, I thought Rags kind of dealt with the situation, and I'm like, let's just move on past this because I don't want this to become a thing in the live stream. And we moved on past it. And I'm like, well,
Rags didn't really do much of anything. He just asked if Ryan had a beef with Doomcock, and then said, "Show us where Doomcock touched you," or whatever. It's like, I made a joke of it. It's like, I wouldn't call that addressing it, really, but whatever.
Oh, we'll see what happens after that. I didn't really think about it that much. And the next day, I did my upload. I don't edit anything out. Once anything's out there, I'm not going to fucking hide anything. So once there, it's there.
That's a lie. That's a lie, Gary. You hide shit all the time.
And then all the drama started. So
I will say this. He's not as big of a problem about it as a lot of people are. Like I said, EVS privated his fucking stream. EVS is... I'm not sure how many times I've discovered that he has either completely deleted or privated a video so that you can't see it anymore. But he does that a lot. I really hope that somebody, grabs at least some of those that he yeets. But... Gary, for the most part, will just like this. I mean, he does this on his main channel and he unlists it and then uploads it to his live channel or whatever. But I'm pretty sure from time to time, him and Doomcock both fail to actually upload all of their live streams to their live stream channel. Like they will they keep the original up, but it's unlisted, and then sometimes they don't actually get around somehow to getting it on the other channel. I believe I've noticed that in the past. But like I said, they don't actually private shit so that you can't ever watch it again. Not usually, anyway. And then, what did Rag say? Not much. Not much, which is why most people probably didn't feel like it was actually dealt with. And then, just... I don't know. There's some people, like Liam, like he privates shit like constantly. He's got way the fuck more videos privated than he ever has had public at any point.
While Doomcock has a right to be mad,
which is disappointing to me because it's like, most of his videos are probably not worth a rewatch, but there's some that are really funny, and it's like, man, I wish I could go back and watch that, but nope, gone.
Nobody's gonna question Doomcock to be mad. By the way, he and I spoke today, and that's what I was waiting to do. I wasn't gonna say shit until I talked to Doomcock. I tried to. I sent him a message Saturday night because I was largely working on my video Saturday, and when I don't know if you guys are, there might be new people here, my video process is I shut everything down to work on my videos. So I saw what was going on, sent him a message Saturday night, and then spent Sunday trying to talk to him behind the scenes. We finally talked today. Sent him a StreamYard link Sunday. I guess he couldn't get to it, whatever, it doesn't matter. And we have talked, and it is officially squashed. It's going to be squashed at this point. I know a lot of things were said, and it's not the easiest of situations, but I think, and I know this is very boring to a lot of the people who love drama, I'm just going to squash it. I understand things were said. I'm just going to go, you know what, that was done in the heat of anger. I'm not going to take anything personally, and I generally don't when things are said. If things, we need to clarify things when we can. And again, I probably should have. I didn't, so I'm not going to offer up any excuses other than that. But the fans are off limits, and what I try to do on this channel as much as humanly possible, my whole thing is I don't go after other YouTubers. You can go after their arguments.
So not really an apology from the sound of it, as I kind of suspected. Not really, half-assed probably apology to Doomcock, and half-assed apology to his fans, I guess, and that's it. That's all there is, And this is what he ended on the other day or whatever. And here, update. I'm optimistic that Gary and I will put the band back together. We'll be talking soon. As for Ryan, it did nothing to him whatsoever. So there's really nothing to talk about. If he apologizes for what he said about me and my fans, I will accept his apology and move on. Well, he apologized kinda to your fans, but not to you. As I said, I've spoken my piece, nothing else to add unless more shade is thrown at me. I think it probably will be. And again, I have nothing but affection and respect for Jeremy, you shouldn't, and Geeks and Gamers, you shouldn't. They suck. My only issue is Ryan's unprovoked attack, and I will leave it there. And now, the band is back together again. Nerdrotic and I... Why is it plural? Nerdrotics. At Nerdrotic, was that already taken, I guess? I don't know. And I have talked, and we are going to get on with roasting pop culture atrocities on the Inquisition. Thank you to everyone who supported me during this time. I'm grateful for your loyalty and friendship. See you next Saturday. So that's it. It's done. It is over, at least for now. See, that is the thing, though. It's over for now. I don't know that, I mean, especially considering apparently how much is being talked about, like on Mr. H's stream, that makes it sound to me like this is not over. The Fandom Menace is unstable. I mean, perhaps it was always unstable, but like right now, there's a lot of fracturing happening. And even when they try to cover it up and pretend like everything's cool, I'm not buying it. I think that there's a lot of stuff simmering under the surface, and it's only a matter of time till the next eruption. Now whether or not Doomcock and Gary actually part ways, don't know. They might stay together, who knows? But the Fandom Menace as a whole is not holding together very well. A lot of people are butthurt, ass mad, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of people are totally fucking delusional, obviously. And I'm not talking about Doomcock with his rumors. I'm talking about people like Jesse Milestone, who believes that Doomcock's rumors all come from apparently her theory videos or something, and that he stole her jokes or whatever the fuck. It's like, it's like, Jesse, you're not very funny. I don't know what to tell you on that count. It's like, every now and then I think I've seen her tell a joke that's actually worth a damn, but most of the time, no. Most of the time, it totally sucks. She's just, all right. Anyway, so that is about it. This is actually, of course, as usual, much longer than I expected, but I didn't realize how fucking long that recap of his stream. But at least we didn't have to EFAP the stream to see what the fuck was said. So there's that. All right, and we will be doing the Cry stream at I'll try to get that, I don't know, tomorrow or sometime maybe. All right, until the next one.
Keep firing, assholes!